Good morning, lecturer.
Yes, good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining our session today. My name is Miss Kyung Nawi, and I am honored to present today on behalf of our team, talking about the popular methodology in educational research. So there are 5 members in our group. First is me, and second is Miss Chin Supin, and third is Mrs. Jang Wen, and four is Miss Jab Dali, and 5 is Mr. Kim. Today our group is delighted to share an overview of our topic. We will explore how this approach are structured and why they are so widely adapted today. Our presentation will take about 15 minutes. There are 10 man parts. We will happy to answer any questions you may have during the Q&A session at the end of our talk. So the first point is my responsible, talking about the methodology. Teacher, let's move to the next slide. Teacher, we need to say the content or not, teacher?
Yes. You have to introduce your content.
So we have 10 content. First, talking about approach, methodologies, procedure, and technique. Second, talking about 3.5 method. Third, communicative language teaching. 4, task-based learning. Let's move, teacher. 5, the lexical approach. 6, for all humanistic method. 7, a procedure, that there are 3, like a presentation, practice, and production. And 8, which method and what approach. 9, course books and other materials. And 10, looking forward. So about learning objective, by the end of the unit, you will be able to define and distinctly the core concept and approach method, procedure, and technique in language teaching. Second, compare and contrast feature of methodology, traditional, digital, and humanistic approach. And third, explain the principle of communicative language teaching, that we can say CLT, and task-based learning develop student fluency. And 4, demonstrate how to structure a language session using the presentation, practice, and production framework. And the last one is for evaluate and select appropriate method, course book, and material to fit different classroom contexts. So let's talk about the first slide that talking about approach, method, procedure, and techniques. So I have a question to ask all of you about what is approach, method, procedure, and technique. So before I show you, I will ask you who can answer what is approach? Venerable Lamlet?
Yes.
Yes, what is approach? Could you answer?
Approach. Based on my understanding, I'm not sure, but it's just my idea. I think it refer to the way when teacher choose to teach their student. Yeah,
Yes.
that's all.
Could you say again? Because I have
The way the teacher choose to teach their student, the way of teaching.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for your answering. So anyone can answer these questions? Yeah.
I can help you to answer this. Approach mean the refer to the theory or belief about the nature of language and how people learn. Refer to that thing.
Okay, good job. Good job. Thank you.
Yes, thank
How
you.
about method? Could you answer this?
Method refer to the teacher that can have the way that the teacher teach the student, so we can say method.
Okay, good job. Yeah, thank you. I will ask others.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for your best answer. And how about procedure, brotherhood? Hello,
Yes,
brother.
hello, yes. So, I think procedure refers to the steps or the process of how a specific method is conducted in a classroom. Okay, for example, if we are talking about grammar translation method or direct method, the procedure is the steps. Okay, step 1, step 2, step 3 of that particular method. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good job. And the last one is talking about the technique. Who can answer this? Raise your hand up. And Mr. Raymond, Venerable Thera, what is techniques?
I don't know, just my idea. I think
Yes,
maybe
that's okay. You can.
it is the way that mostly the same. I don't know.
The
That word
same.
is technique can be the way that like everyone answer the way that he teach during teaching he teach student his try or ask question or motivate student during teaching. That's my idea.
Yeah. You. That's okay. Don't worry. And I want to ask one more student about this. Venerable Kansopia.
Yes, sister.
Yeah, please.
About the technique,
Yep.
technique refer to a specific classroom activity used by teacher and the particular way of teaching a skill or concept. For example, brainstorming, group discussion, question and answer. That's all.
Okay. So we can say in short, we can say the classroom activity, right? Can be like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Classroom activity.
Yeah, thank you. Teacher, let's move to, yeah, so I will explain more about approach, method, procedure, and technique. I will add some more idea depending on your answer. Approach is, as Mr. Pisit answer, refer to the theory about the nature of language and language learning.
Good morning, Navi.
Yeah, teacher, wait, I
Yes.
open my slide. Sorry, everyone, wait a minute, please. Yeah, so in this point, it's mean that this is the higher level of the heresy. It is a philosophy or set of belief about what language and how people learn it. So it does not mean tell you how to teach, provide the theoretical foundation for teaching. For example, an educator believe in a communicative approach. They believe that language is a tool or communication, and people learn language by actually using interact with other rather than just memorize grammar rule. Yeah, it's mean like that. So the second one is talking about the method. Is the practical classroom realization of an approach. We can say in short it's mean the teaching system. Yeah. So based on the communicative approach, a specific method like a task-based learning, teaching. Yeah, in this method, is syllable. It designed around real-world tasks like a booking hotel room or planning a trip or something like that.
You want to
Teacher,
move? Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
So the third one is talking about the procedure that we can say it is another sequence of technique. Yeah, in short, we can say the procedure is the lesson step that we can say warm up, practice, or feedback. For example, when teacher teach one lesson, followed by the PPP, 3P. Yeah, we can say 3P. That first P is talking about the presentation, second is practice, and third is production. It means that first teacher present and if he she or he teach about the new vocabulary, like they will present a new vocabulary set using a flashcard and have student practice the word using the worksheet or gap fill or something like that, and have student produce sentence using the word in the role play. Yeah, this we call the procedure. And the last one is techniques. Technique is a single specific classroom activity rather than sequence of event. We can say the classroom action. Yeah, example in like the vulnerable superior answer is the classroom activity or something like that. Yeah. We can say while the following the procedure is teacher technique use the action like think, peer, and share to get the student brainstorming. This is the kind of
You want to move?
something that we can say when teacher let student to role play or play game is also kind of technique as well. You know, everyone, do you know 5E? 5E? Have you ever heard about the 5E procedure or techniques?
No,
Hello.
never.
So silent.
I have never heard, sister.
Oh. How about other?
Okay, everyone, you can join together in order to
I
share.
haven't known before. I have heard of it before.
Brotherhood, have you ever heard of 5E?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Could you tell in brief what is 5E stand for?
Maybe I forgot. So I think the first E is engage.
Yep.
Second one, explore,
Yeah.
explain,
Elaborate.
and
Evaluate.
evaluate. Yes.
Yeah. Good job. Thank you. Yeah. This all of this we call 5E. Yeah. As Mr. Hood mentioned, is first talking about engage. Engage, it means that the activity that we get it means that we find out the way how to make the student interest in teaching. Yeah. Explore, it means that the activity conducting with the example in the science, like a reading a text or something like that. And third is explain. Explain, it means that the activity the teacher brief the presentation or explain the key vocabulary or guide student to connect their hand-on or finding academic concept. Yeah. And four is talking about elaborate. We can say it hence. This goal, it means that to show the knowledge, show the stick that prevents student from the just memorizing definition. And the last one is evaluation. You know that. Yeah, after our teaching, we have to teacher have to do evaluate. It means that this evaluate is very important. We can find out both teacher and student assess how well the concept was understand. Yeah, understood. Sorry. So teacher, let's move to the next slide. Yeah. So is for my point is talking about the 3.5 method. You know, grammar translation. There are 3.5 method. Like first talking about grammar translation. Second, the direct method, and third one is audio linkism. Yeah, have you ever heard this before, everyone? Prada how? And no. Prada Pech. Hello, Prada Pech.
Okay, please join everyone.
Yes, hello, sister.
Yeah.
May you ask me again?
Have you ever know about the three kind of assessment? That first talking about grammar translation, and second one talking about method. The third one is
sorry, I never heard of this. And for me, I think that grammar translation.
Brother Pech, I can't hear your voice. Could you say louder?
Okay, I found the question. Do you hear me clearly?
Yeah. Could you say it louder than this?
Okay. And now you hear me clearly?
Yeah. Yeah, please.
For me, I've never heard of these three methods, but I think that translation talk about understanding of grammar to translate to the mother tongue language. And that method is the translation like a word from word to word. And for lingualism, I have no idea for this one. That's for me.
Good morning, everyone. I cannot hear you.
Hello, Brother Pech.
Oh, yes, sister. Do you hear me clearly?
Okay, maybe
No.
his internet has problems, so you can change to the others, Navi.
Okay, can I join with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
If we think about the grammar translation, we focus on the grammar and writing skill because these two skills it help students to learn based on the target language or grammar rule, and they can learn about the form and how to conduct sentence, but with have benefits or advantages and disadvantages also. But grammar translation is normally still using in 21st century, but sometimes not all the time. And the direct method when the teacher start or introduce some like a vocabulary or word, the teacher should be use the realistic of the word, like the picture or whatever that can help student learn more. And another one, audio lingual, is focused on the conversation. Yeah, teacher maybe get student to repetition on the real the sentence or the phrases with the teacher. That's all from my understanding.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you, brother. It's very nice answer. Yeah. Teacher, let's move to first I will explain and add more some idea depending on brother Kotari answer. Yeah, talking about the grammar translations method. This is the depending on my research and read on the book. Yeah, I summarize in 4 points talking about the conduct grammar in the student native language L1 and translation of isolated sentence between L1 and L2, deductive learning and explicit grammar rule taught first, and include oral communication, right, absolute, and structural literacy. So in this point, it's mean that this is the for the grammar translation method is the this is the traditional method that focus on heavily on reading, writing, and absolute accuracy. The teacher talk mostly in the student native language that we say L1, and grammar is teach deductively. You know, everyone, deductive. As teacher teach last week about the deductive. Do you remember?
Yeah, deductive just only the teacher maybe write a sentence to get the student to find the form or find the definition with the sentence. Thank
Teacher
you.
write the sentence or write the form first, brother. Deductive.
Form first, maybe.
Yeah, thank you. So deductive, it means that the meaning the teacher is explicit explains the rule first, and then student apply it into exercise. Yeah, speaking and listening almost. So like for example, the teacher write the formula for the past perfect tense on the board, something like subject plus had plus participle, and teacher gives student a list of 10 isolated English sentences in the past perfect and ask them to translate them word for word into Khmer language or something like that. It is called the grammar translation method. So move to the next teacher for talking about the direct method. Yeah, direct method it's mean the complete prohibition of the native language in the classroom, monolingual delivery using only the target language L2, meaning establish direct real object picture or dialects. And in that learning, students refer the rule through the exposure. So how about as the brother Kutari mentioned about the direct method is refer to, it's meant that create a reaction against the grammar translation method. This method is complete when the native language L1. It means everything must be thought in the target language L2. It means the second language acquisition. Vocabulary is taught using real object. You know real object? Everyone, you know real object?
Everyone, if you know, you can.
Yeah.
What is real object?
Real objects, like example, when you want to teach about like a fruit, I mean, you have to bring fruit to the classroom, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. So real object is mean realia. You know realia? If we talk about an apple, so we bring apple. Yeah. And pictures or acting. So the grammar is taught inductive. You know inductive. Before first I grammar translation is talking about deductive, and the direct method is mentioned to the inductive. So what is inductive used in this direct method? Brother Venerable Lemlet. Hello.
Honorable Lane
Lemlet.
Okay. What is your question?
I mentioned to the deductive used in the direct method. Oh, sorry, inductive.
Oh, in that too, right?
Yeah.
I almost forgot. Okay, that's it. Inductive
It's the
teaching, right? It refers to like you teacher like present the rule of grammar to the student, right?
again, please.
I mean, the teacher try to present give the how to say the structures to the student before giving example, right?
You confused. You confused with the deductive.
Okay.
In the active, it means the student is exposed to many examples until they figure out the rule on their own. Yeah. It means the teacher want to teach the word apple and the structure, like teacher say I like. So the activity that student can say I like apples. Yeah, when one teacher hand a banana, and a student can gesture to ask if they like it, to complete the communicating through action and objective without using a single word of Khmer. Yeah. So they can get the form like present simple or something like that from the form. And the last one is talking about the audio lingual. So audio lingual is mentioned to the behaviorist psychology, and that we talk about the stimulus, response, and reinforcement, how we reliance on mechanical repetition and substitution drill, confine the sentence level structure, lacks automatic communication, automatic habit formation, and intermediate error correction. So in this, it means that based on behavior psychology, this method we use the language learning as a process of habit information. It relies heavily on the stimulus response or reinforcement cycle. It means the teacher use chemical repetition and drill. If the student make mistake, the teacher correct it instantly to prevent a bad habit from forming. So it focuses on the sentence pattern but lack of the authentic. Example, teacher wants student to master the sentence pattern like I am going to the market. So the activity that substitution drill teacher, it means I am going to the market. So student should respond I am going to the market also, repeat again and again. And when teacher say the word school, student say I am going to school. And teacher stimulus hospital, student can say I am going to the hospital. It's meant to repeat again and again. Yes, for reinforcement, teacher can say a good job or admire day. If the student say I'm going to, the teacher immediately stop them to make them repeat and correct sentence 3 times for they remember this. Yeah, that's all for my point. Thank you, teacher and everyone. If you have any question, please ask after we finish at the end of our talk. Thank you. Let's
Okay,
move to
thank you, Navi.
Sister Supin. Yes, thank you, teacher.
Yes, thank you, Sister Navi. To start with, I would like to say good morning, lecturer,
Yes, good morning,
boss,
Navi.
and brother and sister. I would like to continue from Sister Navi, and my point is about communicative language teaching. In my first slide, I would like to clarify about what is communicative language teaching, that it called in short CLT. The communicative language teaching is the strategy that aims to the active communicate rather than the linguistic competence through the interaction. CLT in the language teaching is based on the philosophy that in the order to learn language, one must practice using the language in a communicated with the other. Yes, it means that the communicative language teaching is the way that we use the strategy, like the way that we use to the aim to teach the communication from one language to one language from the one person to the others. Yes, this is the main point of the communicative language teaching. So let's move to the next slide. About this one is the communicative language teaching also, but it is have compare with non-communicative activity and the communicative activities. Yes, the first one is about non-communicative activity. It have around 6 points in this main point. The first one is no communicative desires, and the second one is about no communicative purpose. And from not the content, one more point is about the language item only, and the teacher intervention, the material control. This is the total of the main point, non-communicative activity. And one more point about the communicative activity is referred to a deserve to communicate, a communicative purpose, and the third point is about the content, not from a form and variety of the language, no teacher invention, and no material control. This is the difference between non-communicative activities and the communicative activities. Yes, lecturer, could you move to the next slide? For the last point in my presentation is about the test-based learning. It is have 3 points to clarify all of you about. One is the pre-test introduction and the topic and task. Let me clarify one by one, but please wait a moment. I will tell you clearly about one point in this. Sorry, okay.
Good morning, Sapin.
Lecturer, wait a moment.
Okay.
I try to find out the oh sorry. The first point is about the pre-test introduction to the topic test, like it is the way that we start the class or we start the test-based learning also, and the test cycle test planning report. It is about the evaluate of the communicative language teaching when we finish our course, and for the last one of language focus in analysis and practice. But it have to continue to the next slide with my group presentation, sister Chanwon, right? Yes, it about the next slide. Please go to my next group member. Yes, thank you, lecturer.
Thank you, Sapin, yes, for your presentation. So next, move to Chanwon.
Channel
Oh, Dali, sorry.
The list. Okay. Why are you so silent, the list?
I listen be carefully.
So you have to pay much
Pay
attention.
attention. Yes.
Okay, so please, it's your turn.
Yes. First of all, I would like to good morning to Venerable teacher and
Yes.
everyone here. Yes. So now I will continue my point from my group members. So my point is talk about the lexical approach. So I need to ask a question. What is the lexical approach? Can you share?
So anyone you can share, please. What is Lexis, not Luxis?
Lexis.
Yeah. So you can go directly to their names, Dali.
Okay.
Lexicon. Lexis come from lexicon.
Mr. Catherine. Mrs. Sorry, Mr.
Yes, please share.
I think Lexis it come from the word lexicon, vocabulary.
Anything else?
That's all.
Okay.
And any other? Do you have any idea?
Do you have any idea, please share?
Okay, so now I will explain you about the lexical approach. What are the main features of the lexical approach? Lexical approach means the rather than grammar plays a primary role in the acquisition of language. And lexis is not just vocabulary, and terms mean lexical prefabricate item represent a significant portion of a native speaker spoken and written output, and therefore the terms of language are vital for fluent production. Teacher, please move to next slide. Yeah. And the lexical approach focus on develop vocabulary through tongues, improve fluencies and naturalness, and focus on collocation, and increase learner awareness of language pattern, and strengthen meaning through usage support understanding by teaching word and phrase in movement.
Yes, you want to move?
Yes. And next, encourage meaningful interaction, use task discussion, reading, listening activity that require learner to use the target lexical item, and have learner develop skill to note, take, record, and reuse vocabulary and terms. Support accuracy through repetition and recall, improve correctness, and by revisiting useful lexical items through practice, not only through grammar explanation. So For the lexical approach, it means community language. Sorry, teacher. I want more.
Okay.
Yes. But I want to add one more idea to the lexical, right? Before we start a new point. So the lexical approach, we focus on the vocabulary, phrase, and grammar in learning English. And how to well learn about grammar and vocabulary also. So for next point, I talk about for all harmonistic method. So all of you, have you never heard about for all harmonistic method? What are they? Sister Resmay, can you share?
Hello, sister. Can you ask again?
Okay. I want to know that have you never heard about for all harmonistic method?
Old method. You mean old method that we use in 19th century, like that?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not sure, but I heard from my parents like the old method, we just let students write and read and remember
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. That's all, sister. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any idea? You can say please. For Venerable Tere.
Nothing, sister.
Okay, that's fine. So for the fourth all harmonistic method, there are community language learning. We call CLL. Yeah. And second, suggestion and total physical response, and the last, silent way. It relates to the four all harmonistic method. And the first, community language learning. It means we learn in interaction, not just grammar rule, incorrect active participation, and share responsibility. Use a reflection phrase learner and teacher to support learning, support natural language development through real life, and promotes learner autonomy over time. And teacher, please move new slide. Yes. And for the suggestor pedia, right? Suggestopedia. Okay, it's focused on connectable all of all these or the with all with the p-cycle environment in which the learning takes place, and note to be comfortable and relaxed. Take on different names and exist in child-parent relationship with the teachers. Next slide. And for the third point, total physical response. This point is mean help learner understand meaning through listening and action, improve comprehension of the target language, especially for beginner, and develop vocabulary by teaching words in concrete, memorable ways, build correct pronunciation and grammar habits through repeated listening to comment. And for the last point, teacher, please move to next slide. Okay, continue. And next mean readers learner society by making language learning less stressful and more enjoyable, increase student motivation and participant by involving student actively, improve memory and retention. Since learners remember better than they associate language with physical movement, and develop listening skill by training students to respond quickly and accurately to spoken instruction. And for the last point, silent way. Teacher, please move to next slide. The last point, the silent way in teaching method, it means correct learner independent. It means that independent in the class or activity learning, and develop accurate pronunciation, build strong listening and awareness, and help students produce correct language. Okay, so now my point is the end. So do you have any question, everyone?
So let them ask you the question in the end of your presentation, okay? So please finish to the next step, Delhi. Okay, so 3.7. Who respond for this?
Me, sir.
Okay, Chan Ponsok, please.
Yeah, good morning, Honorable. Good morning, lecturer, and
Yes,
good morning,
good morning.
everyone. Yes, my name is Jonathan. To continue presentation and PPP transfer presentation, practice, and production. And then I want to explain you about the presentation. The teacher introduces a new language, item, grammar, vocabulary, or expression to explain its meaning, form, or use. Teacher can use about the present continuous tense. Teacher give the example like I am reading a book, and then teacher explain about the form subject plus am is a plus verb ing, and the present continuous is used to talk about the action happen right now. Next slide. And about the practice, student practice the new language in control activity or improve auxiliary activity like gap fill exercise, matching activity, question and answer. And example is to practice. Teacher, please move next. About the production, free use of language students are not just repeating sentences. They are using English to communicate real message in their own way, which help them become more fluent and confident speaker. About the activity like role play, discussion, or interview, or telling the story. And about the example, students talk about what the family member are doing right now. Teacher, please move. And one more is ESA. E stands for about engage, get student interested or motivated. And S stands for study, learn and practice language. And A stands for about the activate, use language freely in communication. And ESA help students move from interest, learning, real communication. Teacher, please move next. 3.8 with method. Method is specific and organized way the technique of step used to achieve a goal. Example, survey, experimental, and case study. Teacher, please move next. Approach. Approach is the overall strategy or way of thinking about a problem. It helps precise which method to use. And about the example, use about qualitative, or mixed method approach. Now my present is finished. Let's move to my presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Chanvan, for your presentation. So next, move to the next. Who respond for this?
Brother Chim, teacher, but he
Lecturer, this point is about course book and anatometry Brother Chim, but he has no any action in the group, and I decide to do the present for his slide, lecturer. So
Yes, you
let
please speak.
yes, let's start again with me.
Okay.
About this point, 3.9, we focus on course book and other material. This in this point we clarify about choosing course book and how to apply course book and the material effectively with our classroom. And one point is about the using course book in this slide is omitting that don't fit. Mean that we just focus on the main point or about the specific a special point in about the course book to apply in the classroom. And the second one is about replacing with our own choice. And the third point is about adapt and adding and use course book more effectively. It will clarify in the next slide, lecturer. Let's move to the next slide. Yes. This point is about choosing course book and other material. The good course book it should be affordable, easy to use, have the clear instruction, use effective teaching method, match the syllabus content, and suitable content, and provide the strong teacher support. We focus on choosing course book to apply in the classroom the way that we going to teach our student about the main course or about the course book that we are going to teach them. It means that we focus on the course book that easy to use or easy for our student to understand, affordable, and about the using effective teaching method also. Let's move on to the next slide, lecturer. And in this point, focus on designing our own materials. I have 5 points to clarify about this. The first point is what will it achieve? This first point means that we want to know about the aims that we are going to teach and the the aim that our course book or we want to achieve after we earn the class. And about the second one is does it pass in TITO test? TITO in here refer to time in and time out. Like we should know about the course book that we are going to use or the other material that we are going to apply in our classroom, that it fit to our time management or not, like time in what time that we are going to start the class and what time that we are going to finish our class. And about the third point is, will it be easy to use? It is really important because when we choose the material to apply in our classroom and to teach our students, like we add more the material that we find out like in many way that we use in the class, should know that it will be easy to use or not. We must know and know it clearly when before we are going to use it in the classroom. And one more point is about it can use we can use it again or not, like if we buy the material from the store or some course book that we are going to teach or to use in the classroom, we just want to sell, like we don't want to buy it again and again. Make sure that we going to apply it one time or second or one time or one more time in another classroom or with other student. And for the last point is about what will it engage the student, mean that in this point focus on evaluation that we are going to do when we finish our class, or we finish with the using other material in the classroom with the student also. And the main point of this is effective teacher made material should be purposeful, practical, and reusable, easy to use, and engaging for the students. Yes, go, let's move on. Yes, it is the last point of my group presentation about 3.10, looking forward. It is about data analysis and adaptive learning and personal mobile device in the classroom, the flipped classroom, and the improvement in the standardization software. Like we see in the picture in this slide, it focus on researching. It focus on about working in group and study online. Like we are doing online class of MA TESOL in this morning as well. We focus on the using like it more material that we are going to use, like we can let AI or ChatGPT to help us to make sure that our class or our knowledge we can be improve it more than more and day by day also. That is the way that we are going to use in the classroom as well. Like if we are a teacher, not only coursework or not only material that we find out, we should let students to know about the social media like AI or ChatGPT or Google as well. It is really important for our student to get more knowledge about the inside our classroom also. Yes, that's all for my group presentation. I would like this is about the reference, and thank you very much, lecturer, venerable, and brother and sister for paying attention for my group presentation. And I hope that you can get more information about this our presentation. And if you have question, we are welcome for your question. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you, Group 1, for your nice preparation and presentation. Okay, thank you for your hard working. So now welcome to Q&A. So if anybody you have any questions, so please raise your question. Please, anyone.
If we can answer, teacher will help us.
Okay, no problems.
Teacher, can I have
Yes, please.
Question? Like, should a teacher need to take the action, like if they want to teach the one lesson like English language, So should teacher make the balance of the time to teach the student and it means other activity it should be balanced 50% or they need to adapt like more activity from outside to make fun and student attention to the class or according too much on the like the course book section.
Okay,
Brother
so
Vatu, I can't catch your answer, your questions. Could you summarize? Could you make in short?
Okay, I need to clarify it again. I mean, if the teacher teach one language like the beginner level, and then he have like many, or I can say like 50 students in the class, and then should the teacher need to adapt like balance the activity of the material like it's been 50 of the teacher preparation outside activity of the class and then 50% of the course book from the activity that he make the student to attend. Which one is better like should teacher make which one it should be more than one.
you got it, the question?
I still teacher.
Okay, I
He
would like to
mentioned that
repeat his question to you.
yeah.
If you ask group one the question, whether you want to know that when the teacher teach the beginner level, so how can you assign any techniques or any activity to teach your student in the class? It means that you have to get your student to practice more activity than the teacher, or you have to get your students practice more activity in the real class, or you have to use them the 50% for the teacher activity and 50% for the student activity, something like that. Are we do right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please. Good morning, group one. So Pin, Chanvun,
Yes,
Navi,
yes,
please.
lecturer.
Teacher. So he mentioned that he want to know about the. It meant that the beginner class, right?
Min he wants to know the teaching method. How can you teach the student for the beginner class or beginner level? If you assign
Okay.
any lesson to teach them in the real class, so you want to
Mm.
teach them with the teacher center or the student center, or you have to use the 50-50s, both of them.
Yeah. I catch the like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm
So
wrong, please tell me with
in
the word. If I'm wrong, please tell me.
Yeah, you're right, sir.
Yes, yeah, please.
yeah I when I heard 1550, I mean I think that maybe use the student center teacher center or something like that. So depending on my experience, but I'm not teaching English, but I teach math. So teacher for the in this method for the real class, teacher should use both technique like teaching method and for the student center and teacher center, because when if we use only one, if like we use the teacher center, it means that teacher only teacher introduce or teacher guide the lesson and student just only listen, no activity. So maybe at the end of the lesson, they catch a little bit knowledge from the teacher. Okay, when a teacher use student center, they can practice, they can involve in the class activity, and furthermore, it makes students more interested in the study also. So I think should be used both, but the effectiveness then is student center. But you have to make sure during the practice you can control them. You can control the student, because when we use the student center, student will practice a lot, and we will prepare a lot of materials for them to practice, and a lot of activity or something like that. Do you get my point, Brother Vitu? That's my answer
Yes, sister.
related with your questions.
Yes.
So if you have any doubt, you can ask more if you want.
Let me ask one question.
Okay, please.
Yeah, I saw you mention about CLT. So it is a communicative language teaching approach. Yeah. I just want some advice. For example, if you want to use that technique for the introvert students, like all of them are introverts, about 10 to 15 students, how will you use that CLT approach? Do you get my question?
Okay. Do you get the question, Robwan?
Yeah, brother.
Okay, thank you, please.
So introvert student, it means that they don't want to join the class.
They are the shy speaker. They don't want to speak.
You mentioned like that.
Yeah, but we want to use the CLT. So what is your method?
Good morning, Robwan.
Yeah, teacher. I am thinking, teacher. Wait 1 minute.
Good morning, teacher.
Yes, morning, Lily.
Can I share a little bit?
Yes.
For me, in communicative teaching for the student that introvert, yes, because I have a student like this as well. So for me, I think like in my teaching for students like that, I always call or ask to the student about something related to the lesson or review, and sometimes I make a game to play all together in the class, but I want to the student like that join more than other student. And I have other technique like kidding with him or her.
Sister, let me repeat my question. In that class, for about 10 to 15 students, all of them are introverts. So, and we want to use the CLT style. Okay, so
yeah, thank you,
what's
brother.
the method?
I get your question. Yes, for me, if the it has a lot of introvert student in class, yeah, we should use the method that like think peer and share. You know, think peer and share, or think right peer share. At this method is the best, because when we put like that, the student will have the action. Yeah, it means that it means that they have to speak. Yeah, it means that teacher gives student 2 minutes or of the silent down, and their thought will trust the sentence or before they asking them to speak. So when they put like that, so students have to try to speak and try to make a communication. And one more thing, have to use the jigsaw group method or technique. When we have the jigsaw group, you know that we have the different kind of group, and students have to, they have the, it means they have the individual different topic, they have different topic. So if they don't try to speak or don't try to write down, so when they join to other group, they don't have nothing to speak. So I think this method will motivate them. It's mean that have to encourage them to speak for the community teaching language. Yeah, that's all. That is just my idea. Teacher, if you have any idea, please add. Thank
Okay,
you.
so thank you, V, yes, for your sharing. So I want to know who's asked the question before. I want to know your name because I cannot see your name.
Narat, lecturer,
Narat. Okay, Narat. So can you get the answer from group 1 members, or you want me to add?
That is okay, lecturer. Answer is good enough.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yes. Depend on the CLT, mean communicative language teaching. Depend on my experience, but it is not. We can say it is not quite right to apply for your real teaching for the introverted students. In order to apply for the CLT to the introverted student, actually most of these kind of student, they cannot speak, they cannot say a lot in the class, mean they always silent in the class. Okay, so depend on my experience. The first one, my activity is that I have to ask them and try to communicate, try to ask them with a simple sentence. For example, like good morning, Bopa, for example. Good morning, Soli, for example. Good morning, Sola. How are you today? Do you have breakfast? Something like that. When we try to speak with them with a simple question or simple sentence like this, so sometimes the student feel that, oh, the teacher keep in touch with me, so I have to reply to them, okay, to his speech for something like that. Okay, so this is what I have to do with the introverted students. This is the first activity. And second, the teacher often assign any activity for them in order to let introverted students to join with the other students. Okay, and we have to match with ability. So you have to give them or to work in group by giving the simple topics. For example, if my lesson is talking about the present simple, so I can assign any activity. For example, like let group 1 to make 5 sentences in positive sentence, group 2 5 sentences with a negative sentence, and group 3 you have to make the question sentence both in yes no question or WH question, something like that. And after that, I have to ask or get any each group member to present or to say any sentence what they have made. So introverted student will say what we assign any group activity to them, or sometimes we have to assign any pair, work in pairs for them in order to get them communicate with the other student in the real class. So these are my experience that I have to apply with the introverted student. Okay, you get it?
Yeah, Lecturer, thank you, Lecturer, for the ideas.
Yes.
Thank you, Lecturer.
Teacher,
Yes.
for the as brother Narat mentioned, for the introvert is not. It doesn't mean like that the student lack of speaking, right?
So, Brother Narat, so is you mentioned for those students who don't like to speak in the class, or you want to refer to the next way?
Yeah, the students that do not want to speak, you know, they want to speak, but they're shy, so that's why they are introverts.
They feel
So
shy.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
so I get I get your method, Lecturer, and
Yes,
thank you, Sister. I don't know your name.
Yes, yes.
Sister
Navi.
Yeah, Navi. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's now move to with two questions about if he wants to teach the student with the beginner levels. So how can the teacher assign any activity, whether in the teacher center or the student centers? Okay, or you have to use both, mean 50% for the teacher center and 50% for the student centers. Actually, both of teaching methods are effective, but which one is more effective? Actually, when we teach the student, we want to get the student achievement. So if we want student achievement, so when you apply the teacher center, it is not suitable for the real class. Do you get it? What I want to mention, everyone? Yes. So if you teach any lesson by using the teacher center approach, so it is not effective. What we have to teach the student in the real class, we want to get the effective students achievement. So it means like that for the teacher center. But for the student centers, it means that you have to get the student more activity. You have to assign your student more activity. But what you have to assign your student with more activity in the real class, so your activity should be aligned with the course book or any material. For example, if you teach your student with the passing part, so you have to assign any activity related to the passing part. Something like that. For example, you can get your student to work in group to describe any activity, what they did yesterday, for example, or what they did the day before yesterday, for example, something like that. Okay? So you have to get them and give them the topic related to the passing part. If your lesson talk about passing part, how can you assign your student to work any activity in the present simple? It's not possible, right? So totally between this one, you cannot use 50-50. It is not much effective in your real teaching, because the purpose of you teach and learning in the class means you have to teach something new to your student, and your student have to get something new from you, isn't it? So how can you teach 50% for the teacher center and 50% for the student center? Student center must be more than teacher center. Okay? Because you teach your student means you want to get the student achievement from your student. You get it?
Yes, teacher.
It's clear?
Point.
You too?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you can teach as much as possible as you can for the student center and teacher centers. If you have more activity, you can assign them for the student center. And student center is more effective than teacher center. And teacher center, it means that you have to speak a lot Okay, you have to speak a lot. So when you speak a lot without any assigning any activity for the students, sometimes you feel tired for your teaching. So when you feel tired, sometimes you feel bored with your teaching career. But for the student center, mean you have to assign any activity and explain with the clear instruction to the student, so the student can catch up all your introduction. And you just only work as the facilitator, the main teacher work as a facilitator in the class. It is enough. Okay, you get it?
Yeah, teacher.
So next question, the last question before we
Teacher,
move to the
I'm
group two.
Buna.
Yes, Brother Buna.
Would you mind sharing some practical method or strategy in teaching vocabularies?
Okay, next lesson we will move to the teaching techniques on the vocabulary. So this is we just focus on the general. For the teaching vocabulary, we have also techniques, and next lesson we will focus on this point. Okay?
Never mind, sure.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you so
yes,
much.
yes, yes. Thank
No
you.
need to answer, teacher.
Yeah, if you can, so please, if you can, please. If you want to share, that's okay. But for this
Yes.
lesson, we have.
I want to share a little
Please.
bit this. For the technique of teaching vocabulary, we can use the relier or visual aid before we start the lesson, so we can use the relier or visual aid about the it's mean the objective real objective. So we show the picture and student will tell us it's example when we want to teach about the apple, so we bring one apple to the class and we show what is this, so student will say apple. Yes, and then teacher can write the word on the board and then let student to make a sentence about the apple, like I like apple, or this is a red apple or something like that. So first we can, yeah, we no need to tell the word to the student, we just show the picture or really, and then student can say the word. This is the method of the way that we can use to teach the vocabulary, and then we can make the chance to ask any question for them to try to make the sentence about that word. That's all, teacher.
Okay, thank you. You get it, Brother Buna?
Thank you for sharing.
Yes. Okay, anyone, if you want to share, you can share. But for this lesson, we have. Don't worry about this. Okay, so because of our time, so now I think your presentation is ended. But before ended, I have a few questions to ask you. So the question related to three words, not three words, four words. The first one is approach, second is method, and third is procedure, and the last one is technique. So my question is that can you give me in brief about the word approach, method, procedure, and techniques? And for each, you have to raise example. For example, approach. What is approach? You have to give me the meaning of the word approach and then write example. So please. And group 2, you have to send me your slide, group 2. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah. Group 2, you have to send me your slide, please. I didn't see your slide. Can you?
For the example, we it mean that make the sentence about the approach or
You have
about
to
the
give me the meaning of the word approach, and then you have to give me the example that involve to your meaning. That involve to your meaning.
Yes, I read a book for the approach is it mean to refer to the theory theory about the nature of the language and learning.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason is the provide it mean that for doing the thing in the classroom, and the reason that the way they are done, it mean that it use how to constitution part of the network. Yeah, offer a modern language competent. So it also describe about the people acquire their knowledge of the language and and make statement about the condition which will promote successful learning language. This is approach, teacher.
Yes, and how
So,
about method?
yeah, we have a lot of approach for the communicative language teaching approach, student-centered approach, yes, path-based learning approach, or as our group mentioned, and content and language integrate learning approach. Yeah. So the method is referred to the practical classroom realization of an approach. It means that it's originator of a method have a right decision which will bring approach they believe to life.
Okay. Anything else? And how about procedure?
Let me tell about the kind of method, teacher. So there are many kind of method that like I mentioned in my presentation as the 5E instructional model. Yeah, like engage, explore, explain, elaboration, and evaluate. Yeah, so communicative language also did a method that have the presentation, practice, or production. Yeah, all this is a kind of the method.
Okay.
Yeah.
And next, the last
And next,
one, procedure.
Procedure is an order sequence of technique. For example, a popular dictation procedure start when the students are a small group. In each group, then send one representative to in front of the class to read and remember the first line of the poem which has played to on the desk.
That's all right.
Yeah, so we can say the procedure is the step or the lesson of the teaching teacher.
Yes. Okay, and how about techniques? The last one, techniques.
Technique is the common for the technique. A common technique when we using the video or film material is called the silent viewing. That it is a mention to there are the many different way that you can teach depending on the situation, like you can use a lot of activity in the class, like role play or discussion. So like for the first, we mentioned to the technique for warm up, for engage the face. It means that you can think, you can let student think, write, peer, and share. And for the technique like KWL chat, it means that know, want to know, and learn. Yeah. And second is technique for the practice. It means explore and elaborate. It as I mentioned in the folder, we can divide student into the jigsaw techniques, information gap activity or role play, and technique for the feedback, explain and evaluation. It means a concept of checking questions and delay error correction, or we can say is it packet. Yeah. So to sum up, we have 3 steps for the lesson. It means that first we can warm up, second practice, and the third one is feedback. So warm up, teacher can engage the student in learning, and practice we can explore and elaborate. It means that teacher divide student into group jigsaw activity or breakout or role play or something like that. And the last one is feedback. Teacher explain and evaluation. It's mean related the concept checking the question. How student understand the lesson after the teaching. That's all, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Navi, for your answering this question. Yes, so thank you all group 1 for your hard working and preparation this slide. So now your presentation is ended. Thank you for your preparation again and your present. So thank you very much.